So 6 summer skincare survival tips for you, and these are basically suggesting some product recommendations to that are alternates that you could do, and slight tweaks to your skincare to keep your skin hydrated, reduce inflammation, and keep your skin glowing. So as the temperature slowly starts to rise and the sun comes out and everyone starts taking off, well, at least not in California, but the rest of the country, as you're starting to take off your hats, your gloves, your scarves, and your coats, it's very similar to your summer skincare. So you're wearing these heavy coats to protect you from the temperature and keep you safe from the elements. So with skincare, you have to do the same thing with the summertime. You may have to switch out some products. You may have to move from a heavier cream to a lighter lotion, or for some of you, a water-based gel, because in the summertime, as the temperature rises and the sebaceous glands get activated and you're producing more oil and sweat, some of the products that you may be using may be a little bit too much and a little bit too heavy. So let's get started. So remember, product descriptions or product links will be located in the description below. You have to click on that little caret if you're watching on your phone. Some of you have emailed me and said, I don't see the links. You have to click on that, and in the description below, it will be located. Okay, so the first one we're going to go over is the cleanser. The cleanser is the most important because, like I mentioned in one of my videos before, it sets the pH. It's the foundation of your skincare. So for those of you who are using or who have oily breakout prone skin, you may need to switch to a gel-based foaming cleanser without any sulfates to help balance out your skin. And for those of you who tend to have combination skin, where some areas are a little bit drier than others, or the T-zone is especially oily, you may look for a foaming balancing cleanser. And for those of you who are more sensitive to sulfates or they're too drying for your skin, then you're going to look for one that has a coconut-based surfactant or a sugar-based surfactant. And again, I'll put product descriptions and recommendations for you. The other one is if you have dry skin and right now and you're using a cream-based non-foaming cleanser. If you tend to sweat and have dirt on your skin, obviously, and you do have a little bit of oily shine in the summertime, it is recommended to put aside your cream-based cleanser and maybe get one that is a gel-based low to no foam cleanser that is a balancing cleanser, so that could, because gel-based cleansers, they tend to be hydrophilic, so they're going to attach to the dirt and oil and be able to rinse it off and wash it away. So again, if you tend to have sensitive skin, look for low to no foam that has no sulfates. And then rosacea skin is a little bit complicated because for those of you who have pustules and papules along with your rosacea, you really do need to have a balancing cleanser, more of a water-based cleanser. So if right now you are using a cream-based cleanser because of your sensitivities, with the added oil and dirt, you may see an increase in pustules and papules. So look for maybe something that has a fruit enzyme based cleanser to help you with just a little bit of exfoliation. Okay, in the summertime, most people are spending more times outdoors in the sun. So exfoliation is still important. However, we're going to take it down a notch. They always talk about exfoliating if you have hyperpigmentation, exfoliating if you have fine lines and wrinkles. So you can still exfoliate, but here is the caveat. So some of you are exfoliating morning and night. Only do it during the nighttime. That is straight across the board, because when you use AHAs and BHAs or any exfoliating product, it does increase the photosensitivity of your skin. It also can, when mixed with some AHAs and BHAs, increase the sensitivities or having a rash. If you are using a leave-on anti-aging serum or a leave-on anti-aging cream that contains AHAs or BHAs, so that could be, for example, glycolic acid or any type of retinoids, or a BHA like salicylic acid. I would recommend in the summertime, though, that you do not use the leave-on serums or the creams, and use an exfoliator just for the summertime, the type where you can use it, you work it through your skin, and then rinse it off. Okay, so you're still getting the exfoliating properties, but you're not leaving it on because your skin now can become more sensitized, especially if you're using a chemical-based sunscreen or you're using other anti-aging like vitamin C serums, especially L-ascorbic acid. Instead, do one where it's a powder-based exfoliation, more gentle. This is more, this is a lot better for people who have rosacea or extremely sensitive skin. One of the ones I recommend has lactic acid, which is an AHA, but it is a lot more gentle. The molecules are a lot larger, so it's not as inflaming, and it brings moisture to the skin. Or you can use a fruit enzyme-based exfoliant, so it's not as inflaming of the skin. It exfoliates your skin nicely, and then it comes off. You don't leave it on. The next one is if you are using eye products, so eye gels or eye creams. In the summertime, especially if you're in a place that's humid, I would say for those of you who have dry skin and you're using eye creams, now if you're working in an office most of the time, you may not need to switch it out. But if you're outside, you will notice that your makeup, your eye makeup will start to melt, especially if you're wearing sunglasses. That is basically the eye cream. If you're spending time outside or you also have oily skin, it is better to switch over to a water-based eye gel. And now you have to be careful because some eye gels, when you put it out, it actually looks like a super light cream. You want the ones that are actually gel, and one of the key ways is it's see-through, so that you know that it's water-based. They have a lot of humectants. They draw the moisture to your skin, and it does not melt because it's not oil. It doesn't melt away your eye makeup and turn into oil, because that's basically what eye cream is it's an emulsion of oil and water, where water-based gels are better for those of you who have oily skin, if you're spending a lot of time outdoors, or if you're wearing eyelash extensions. Hi, my name is Christy, and I'm the owner of Go See Christy Beauty Boutique located in Southern California, and I've been treating clients with acne, hyperpigmentation, fine lines, and wrinkles for over 11 years now. And some of these tips are basically my personal experience working with clients and their challenges with the different products and what I have seen over the years. So basically, you don't want to stop doing your skincare over the summertime just because the product is not working. It's just basically you may have to tweak it just a little bit or switch out the products that you've been using in the wintertime for lighter products in the summertime. So tip number 4 is switch out, like I had mentioned before, switch out those serums that have acids contain, they're anti-aging serums. So one way that you know is if it has glycolic acid, if it has salicylic acid, if it has lactic acid, malic acid, retinoid, so that could be retinol, it could be if you're using retin A. So, and when you're using a vitamin C, I do have to clarify, if you're using a vitamin C that's actually L-ascorbic acid, and that can increase sensitivity, especially if you're using it with glycolic acids, retinoids, and chemical-based sunscreens. You start to develop these sensitivities and rashes over time. If you are using a vitamin C derivative, it's going to be less harsh on your skin. Instead, if you're using them to address hyperpigmentation, fine lines, and wrinkles, you can use niacinamide. Niacinamide is not as harsh on your skin as the other products are. And the benefit for that is you're producing more oil. So for those of you who tend to have larger pores, or you tend to notice larger pores in the summertime, niacinamide actually helps to reduce the appearance of the pores, give you more refined look. It addresses the hyperpigmentation without inflaming your skin, such as like the other acids can. So just switch them out just for the summertime, and then you can go back to that without making your skin photosensitive or increasing sensitivities and inflammation in your skin, because this is what happens during the summertime. You're exposing yourself more to the elements. You are exposing yourself more sun exposure, salt air, salt water, chlorine, and more use of sunscreen than you do in the wintertime. So your skin can react, not that it will, but it can react, and some of my clients will have they have increased rashes or sensitivities because they may not be switching things out. Okay, so for those of you who are more prone to redness, so it could be people that have rosacea or telangiectasia, which is basically capillary activity, but none of the pustules or papules, or you're just more sensitive. So you have fair skin, you tend to show more redness in your face, your neck, and your chest when you get hot or when you experience different emotions. So for those of you, you want to reduce the inflammation, because more capillary activity or redness, the more prone you are likely for the capillaries to break, and that's how you start to get the constant redness. So here is a gel that you can use, and anyone actually could use this gel. It's a hydrating gel. Look for gels that are made water-based again, because if it's cream-based, it starts to react and get all messy with your sunscreen. So if it has beta-glucan, so that's an anti-inflammatory. If it has calendula, if it has chamomile, or cucumber, these are all anti-inflammatory. And if it's a water-based gel, they usually work really well if it's in the refrigerator. And again, I will put product descriptions in the links below. So switch it out if you're using an anti-aging, especially if you're more prone to sensitivity. Use a gel because it draws moisture to your skin, increases hydration, and protects your skin environmentally from the sun and salt air and other environmental things that can be harsh to your skin. So if you're finding these pro tips and these little tweaks helpful, we would love it if you'd give us a thumbs up to let us know this is the type of information that you're looking for, and we would appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to us yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button so you can get more information on our videos, and don't forget to hit that infamous notification bell so that you know when new videos are coming up. And actually in the summer we will be doing a hyperpigmentation series, so you don't want to miss that. And if you are subscribed, you will get community posts that may not show up in your feed if you're not subscribed. Okay, so pro tip number 5 is lighten up your moisturizer. So obviously when sebaceous glands get activated in the heat in the summertime when you're outside running around, you don't need as heavy moisturizers. Okay, here is the caveat. If you have really dry skin or you have allopoid skin, which literally means without oil, and you are in an office all summer long in air condition, that is going to dry out your skin. So if your normal skin condition is dry and you're in an air conditioned office, then yes, you can keep using your heavier cream. But for those of you who now see an increase of oil production and you're actually now shiny in the afternoon or at the end of the day and you normally aren't in the winter time, then you may want to consider lightening up your moisturizer. For those of you who are using heavy creams, just take it a step up or just go backwards and then use a lotion. For those of you who are using lotion, you may need a water-based gel, because sometimes my clients will come and say, I'm getting an increase of breakouts and I don't know why, and I normally don't break out. It could be because of the amount of oils and lipids in your cream, and because you're producing a lot more of your own oil that can be clogging your pores. The other thing I do want to mention that I mentioned before with the anti-aging serums is the same thing. If you are using a cream or lotion that has glycolic acids, especially glycolic acid, or it has L-ascorbic acid, there are two things that you can do. Get a lotion that doesn't have the acid. Again, instead get an exfoliating product that you can use. It'll actually do the trick without leaving the glycolic acid on your skin. You can actually rinse it off. The other one is if you're using something that has L-ascorbic acid, that tends to create sensitivities, especially if you're using a chemical-based sunscreen. So you can switch it up and instead use a vitamin C derivative or one that is a fat-soluble vitamin C. I mentioned one in the Kylie Jenner one. She uses tetrahexyl decoascorbate, which is a fat-soluble derivative of vitamin C, and that's less harsh on the skin. So for those of you who tend to get oily and you want an hydrating gel that you can use as a moisturizer or a serum, you may want to listen up. It was a company that saw my video on the hyaluronic acid and best alternatives and emailed me on a hydrating gel that you can use both for oily people. They can use it as like a moisturizer, but it's really a water-based gel. And for those of you who have drier skin, you can use it as a serum. And this is what it has in it. It actually has aloe vera gel, sodium PCA, which you haven't seen that video, we'll put a link on it. It holds 500 times its weight in water, so half of hyaluronic acid. So it has aloe vera gel, sodium PCA, also hyaluronic acid in there. So it has all different humectants. But it also has, one of the things with humectants is if it doesn't have occlusives and you live in an arid climate, that actually can inflame the skin or actually rob your skin from more hydration. Well, I was talking about one of them. If to use an occlusive, the problem with a lot of moisturizers for oily skin people or breakout prone is that the occlusives that they use can cause bumpy skin or breakout skin for some skin types. And this one uses grapeseed oil, and I mentioned that is a great one because that oil is actually water dispersible, so it works really well with humectants. So I was able to get some samples. I only have a limited amount, and I will put it on my website, and you would be able to try it. I loved it. It's great. So I wanted to get the sample, get your feedback first. So that's some things that you want to look for is some humectants. You have to be careful because if it's paired with an occlusive, that can break you out. And those of you who are drier, which this may not be enough, which this one actually was enough for me, but if it's not, put that on first and then put your lighter moisturizer on. Okay, so I talk about the two main things that can age your skin prematurely, and that is consistent dehydration and inflammation, whether it's low level or high level inflammation. So this one actually had on here arnica, it had calendula, it had horsetail, so it had chamomile, it had all the natural anti-inflammatories. But not only that, they used 2 of them that had anti-inflammatory, and also it had astringent and antibacterial properties. So it actually addresses 2 really great things. So again, I'll put the link in the description below. I have a very limited amount. I think it's like $5 for a small pump of it, so you can try it. But a lot of it goes a long way. So that's another thing I really, really liked about it. Okay, so for our last tip, that is, I had mentioned it before, is make sure that you're using a sunscreen that has a moisturizer. Even those of you who have oily skin, I know you tend to shy away from moisturizers, but make sure you use one that actually absorbs the oil. So I really like, and I know tons of you guys have purchased it. Thank you very much for purchasing it. Here's the Lyra Clinical. They actually have in there, you can look at the ingredients, niacinamide. So I love that, so that it has niacinamide, it has plant-based lighteners and brighteners, plant stem cells, and peptides. So it is an anti-aging sunscreen moisturizer, so you don't have to keep layering on top of all these different things. For me personally, when I go to the beach, I don't put any serums on because it's just gonna make my skin more sensitive. So I put that on because it already has a lot of the anti-aging agents, none of the glycolic acid and salicylic acid, but a lot of the things that actually decrease inflammation. It has both hydrating formulation. So I have to let you know, the hydrating one has a high amount of humectants. So some people have mentioned that when they put it on, because of the high level of humectants, it's a little bit tacky because it's drawing moisture to the skin. The oil-free one has micro sponges, so it actually absorbs oil. So that's better for people who tend to have a shine, but not as hydrating as the hydrating formula. So, and those are all, both of them 21% zinc oxide, and zinc oxide naturally is an anti-inflammatory. It absorbs oil, and it's a mineral, so it's a physical sunscreen. It's not chemical, so it's not going to cause sensitivities in your skin with other skincare products that you are using, especially when you're out in the sun. So, and of course, all the ones that I mentioned are every single one of them are paraben free. So click the link below, and I am doing a special. So if you order the oil-free Lyra, you get a travel size I think it's 50% off the travel size, which is about, I don't know, that big. And then the hydrating one doesn't come with it, but you can get the hydrating gel for $3 instead of $5. So again, once I sell out, I sell out. So those are just some product tips for you, so that these, if you go over, look at the video again, you will notice they are all about increasing hydration in your skin, because you have to remember, just because you're sweating a lot, it doesn't mean you're hydrating your skin, and your skin is producing more oil. Some people think, oh, I'm producing too much oil, so I don't have enough hydration. A lot of times you're actually even more dehydrated. So this is all about increasing the hydration levels in your skin, decreasing the inflammation, because just because you're not red, it doesn't mean you're not inflamed, because just by being out in the sun, exposure to UV rays, you are causing inflammation, and that's why your skin will turn dark or freckle or turn red. So those are all signs of inflammation. So increasing hydration, decreasing inflammation, so that your skin will glow and we slow down the aging process of the skin. So for more pro tips, please check out our anti-aging tips playlist right up above. And remember, makeup is an art and skincare is a science.